Yeah, guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode within the Skylanders Spyro Adventure Soul Seekers even here on the channel. I was going to call it a Soul series then, which is not the series name exactly. I mean, it is a series, it's just known as the Soul Seekers series is all for Skylanders Spyro Adventure of all things. I mean, it is in the title of the series for Pete's sake. With that being said and done, this is the first time I've actually seen this level, purely because I had to blaze through it without completing any of the objectives besides, of course, the chapter objectives to get through the level with, because those objectives you can't complete the level without. Regardless, with as few objectives as possible, I had to just blaze through this level before I could get to Skyscooter Docks to unlock our first soul of the series and seek out none other than Sonic Boom's soul gem, of course. But now that I have Boomer's soul having been seeked, we can, revisit the perilous pastures in order to gain access to the tech gate over here, as well as the water gate, which we will see coming up shortly. But the main thing about this gate is the soul that we can seek as a result of it. But first things first, I have more crates to destroy, or should I say barrels, because said barrels, they looked at me funny. So here we go with more of these pieces of gold and jewellery right here. Anyway, one thing that sure is convenient is that without the Dark Light Crypt, you wouldn't be able to unlock an Undead Skylander until, what was it, Cadaverous Crypt? Yep, because Cinder's Soul Gem is Morgan Mine, which comes after the Cadaverous Crypt. And then Chop Shops we can't get access to, because that requires a magic element character, the first one of which we don't unlock until Crawling Catacombs. So, naturally, the fact that we had the Dark Light Crypt and we could access it at any time we chose is what made it so easy for us to seek an undead soul as early as we did. Then again, technically we might have just had to have waited until for Crawling Catacombs, because then we could have gathered up Spyro's soul gem, and after having seeked that out, we would just simply return to Shattered Island, where we'd there proceed to find ourselves a soul gem for Chop Chop himself, found behind the Magic Gate. With that being said, this is the soul we were seeking out, Stump Smash, our very first life Skylander. And we even are collecting, as it would seem, achievements galore. The words just kind of left my brain for a moment there. Like Stump Smash, my brain seems to be tempted to mesh right now. Or maybe Stump Smash does have a brain and we just aren't really all that aware of it. But he's a tree, last time I checked, trees don't exactly have brains now, do they? Even though they're living, breathing creatures. Literally, too, they breathe in CO2, and when they respire, they breathe out O2, which is oxygen, which is why we need trees as much as we do. They absorb the carbon dioxide from the air, which of course pollutes the earth, causing it to heat up. It effectively acts as a coat that traps heat within the ozone layer, hence why slow and gradual climate change occurs, or global warming, as Boomer seems to get stuck. Apparently he's an anti-global warmer. But yeah, then they also breathe out oxygen, which we breathe in order to respire on our own terms, so that then we can breathe and grow and basically function as human beings, because without said oxygen, we'd die. Yeah, trees, they are very essential, but despite how essential they are, they still don't have brains. They don't even have lungs for that matter, which is why they respire rather than breathe. There's a big difference between, photosynthesis and respiration are the scientific terms for it, but enough of all this science-ness, and I'm realising that whenever you do the slam in an awkward spot, it tends to freeze Boomer in place. With that being said, we can push this turtle into place, set some traps for these fools to walk into, and go pounding them too while we're at it. Okay, there's a key over here which we're going to grab, don't mind if we do. Oh, and then proceed to walk straight into an invisible wall, apparently. Yeah, Boomer is definitely going to be getting into the thumbnail this time, after having, Dynarang being in dedication of the previous episode. I think Boomer has it coming for him, really. He's been patient, he's held off, so I think you know, given that he's handling this whole thing like a champ, he has earned the right to be in the thumbnail for this episode. Anyway, we're going to continue destroying stuff, again, because it looked to be funny. It really should not have done that, and yet here it is doing it anyway. And let's also be opening up this chest too, mainly because, well, I feel like it. For lack of a better way of putting it, mind you. Boom goes the turtle. Okay, let's be destroying this stuff and then swapping out for a water scarder to access this gate with. That in this case, it's going to be none other than Zach right here. Okay, into the swirly pool of swirls we go, which is an epic legendary name for it, might I add. So I think that should become a new official name. We should just rewrite whatever name it was before and just have it instead as that very name that I just gave it. Such a memorable name, in fact, that I cannot remember the name right now as I speak of said name. What memorable name? Indeed, you don't get more memorable than that now, do you? So let's be hitting onto this teleport pad. Yeah, this area is a true definition of jankiness because it demands for you to walk over diagonals so much, and just any sort of diagonal movement in this game always is weird and strange to me. You know, you feel like you're going to fall off, but you don't. That's how it goes. So let's push that into place. That will for sure give us a route that we can 100% take advantage of after we, of course, grab the treasure chest, mind you. Which I believe is the last one on the level. Oh, I believe so correctly. Once again, that objective marker did get ticked off in the top of the screen right now. Oh, and then I'm going to fall off the blocks, adding to the whole jankiness of walking in diagonals, I suppose. Point proven. Here we go. Sweet. Gonna hit that teleport pad and then finally get access to this hat, which of course Zab's gonna be wearing. You know why? Because it's his birthday, that's why. Everyone be sure to wish Zap a happy birthday in the comment section. That is 100% legitimately the case as I push this block out of the way and get back to the swirly pool of swirls. At least I sure hope that's what I called it beforehand. Given that I was saying it was a legendary name, you'd think legendary names would be memorable enough for me to remember them. Okay, let's continue pushing this guy into the place. Yeah, there you go. Life, let's bring in Stump Smash without further ado. After all, we did just unlock him, so it's great to take advantage of him. Okay, let's skip this, take ownership of Stump Smash himself. Sweet, he's now been added to the collection. And he's so powerful too. I love just how powerful this guy is. Boom! Like that, he didn't stand much of a chance, to be honest. But yeah, now we have 4 locks to shoot, so let's be doing precisely just that. I like that plan. I like it a lot. Okay, so now we just got to proceed to say hello to Callie, and then this level will be said and done with. Of course, we can't have acquired the legendary treasure because of the way this level is routed. If you drop down to access the water gate, you can no longer gain access to the legendary treasure. Anyway, let's just open up chapter 9 from the pause option rather than speaking with Diggs, shall we? Or not, because apparently it's not there. Nice sounding, folks, is precisely what we need right now. That and also the Eternal Life Source, which is why we're going to it specifically. So let's follow the Monkin to Stone Town itself with our newest member that's been added to as a collection after having seeked out the soul of Stump Smash. All stuttering and everything. Yeah, it's like cherry on top of cake. There's a nice, glorious cake in front of me, and the only way to add a cherry on top is with all my glorious stuttering skill, even. You know, I even stutter around the word stutter for some strange reason. If that all being said, it would appear that Stump Smash over here is yet another character who's maxed out on gold. Can't ever seem to get enough of that this series. Yeah, take out them chompies. Sweet! Now what path is this guy down? It's down the path where the acorn explodes rather than brings out multiple other acorns, which is why when he lobs an acorn out of his throat he only lobs one. Down the acorn path he'd lob a couple of acorns. By a couple I mean two, because that's exactly what a couple defines itself as, two precisely. Hence why a couple in a relationship is two people. You know, it becomes a whole different ordeal when there's more than two people involved. It's no longer a couple in that case, is it? But, you know, a couple isn't defined by a man and a woman. You know, we live in the year 2021 for Pete's sake. You know, you don't have to be a man and a woman to be an official couple, so to say. Either way, it's time for us to be heading back on to Zap. If I'm not careful at this rate, Boomer's going to get his thumbnail rights taken away by Zap, it would seem. You know, I do tend to go off of whoever has the most screen time based on who gets the thumbnail privileges. But you know what? I think I'm going to stick with Boomer. I promised him. Don't want to let the legend down now, do I? Besides, he's a troll and he knows where I live and he's an explosive expert. So I don't think pissing him off is, you know, a good plan of mine. As Tony Stark would put it.
Not a great plan.
Anyway, now we're back with the gameplay and enemies that are trying to defeat me but failing miserably. I mean, of course they are. These enemies are fools to think that they could deal with the might that is that. Anyway, normally you'd have to deal with that there puzzle in the middle island right there. But luckily for me, because I'm Zap, I can just swim around it in its entirety. As I proceed to find the treasure chest. As well as the story scroll, one after the other. One thing I love about this level, this level as well as all of the other levels in this game in general, is that they are really tight, compact, and you wind up gathering collectibles at really fast rates, and it just keeps the pacing of the game constantly moving forward. It's glorious that way. And I also love the fact that you can take advantage of certain elements to create shortcuts, like I did just right there. You know, avoiding the puzzle because I'm instead using Zap to swim, which only water Skylanders can do. Okay, there goes that guy right there. We're going to grab this key from up here. Otherwise, we're going to get all the way to the locked gate and then realise that we can't even access the locked gate and just get a cutscene guiding us back to this key's location over here. You know, why waste all that time now, right? Okay, boom, there goes them guys. Once again, we can take a shortcut right here. And that's going to give us a better angle on the F-spell point because he's going to try to flee. The keyword here is try because he's going to fail miserably. Thanks to this angle that we're going to trap him in. A boom, baby. Anyway, there might be chompies here, but I have other things to prioritise even, such as Lightning Rod's Soul Gem. You can now see him brightening up in the layout to the top right hand corner of the screen as we proceed to preview the one, the only Lightning Rod. A literal god, might I add. You don't get much more glorious than that. Our cast is basically invincible now because since when is a god ever killable, right? Let's hope those words don't come back to bite me, but knowing my luck, that's exactly what will wind up happening. But yeah, the good news is that now we have at least one Skylander for each and every element besides magic, which again we can't get until Crawling Catacombs, where Spyro's Soul Gem will finally be in availability to us. Regardless, we unlocked Prison Break last episode, so I think it's about time we took advantage of having seeked out his soul already. Okay, so let's take ownership of the character. Or not, because I'm already ownership of character. Pretty damn glorious, that. So let's be pushing these blocks into place. There you go. Sweet. Or not. It's not going to be when I am doing some terrible movement options. Okay, so that's what's great about this portion of the level, the fact that the puzzle is made all the more greater in design due to the fact that you can't jump. You know, how boring would this puzzle be if you could just jump over this this block even, and then jump over these blocks? You know, blocks were made for walking, so that's just what you'll do. But one of these days, these blocks are gonna walk all over you. You know, blocks. I just had to make the funny ha-ha joke right now. I can help myself. After all, this is the internet, and it wouldn't be much of the internet without the ha-ha funny jokes being a part of it. Either way, crystals, reflection. Am I going to get him? Did I get him? Have I got him yet? No, I still haven't got him yet. That's unfortunate. This guy just doesn't want to be gotten, apparently. Oh, never mind, because we got him thanks to the might of our range and the fact that we could, of course, reflect our beam through our crystals right now. One of the many things that makes Prison Break as awesome as he is. He is well to overlooked by the community because, oh no, he is slow. Well, newsflash for you, as are like literally 60% of the rest of the cast of this game. I mean, when you have Annihilation like that, you know, you can't really go wrong much, can you? Boom! Bring out the beam. Boom! Bring out the beam some more. And bring out the Crystalline Explosion too, and finish them off with the beam. There you are. Now that, my friends, is how Prison Break is meant to be played. Boom, baby. And what's great is that all of these fools that think they are safe, just you wait, because they ain't. My Crystal Rain has something to say about their quote-unquote safety. Or not, apparently they're invincible up there. I mean, my crystal is very clearly going through him. What is going on? Why are they invincible to my crystals? That's just rude. I kind of want to murder these guys so that then I am guaranteed for enemy goal. Oh! So that works. Just not the actual crystals that are literally being rained from the sky, apparently. Anyway, we've got to push these guys into place, otherwise we're not going to be able to access the rest of the level now, are we? Okay, there we are, sweet. So let's push this into the place that it belongs. And we're going to grab this bomb right here. Prison Break might be slow, but he's not going to be slow enough to, you know, need to be concerned about not making this here run right now. Told you so. You know who would have worried with that? Yeah. Who I would have been worried even to have tackled that with? Stump Smash! Because he's slow. I can't emphasize this enough. Anyway, let's be previewing Bash without further ado, whose soul has now been seeked out, so he has been unlocked, which means we now have 3 of the 4 Earth Cats unlocked. In fact, technically I could go and get the last one right now if I wanted to, given that he's unlocked from the Pirate Seas, which can be tackled whenever we please, given that it's an Adventure Pack level, but we're not going to do that. Mostly because I don't like that level, and I don't like Terraform either, so it's not that worth playing for the moment being. We will get around to it, eventually, but a keyword here is eventually. And on that note, let's continue to beat this level with your boy Prison Break, which by the time this episode is out, I will have a collaboration centered around with Come and Clean Gaming. You should definitely go check out that video, it's legendary. We both worked incredibly hard on it. So let's be pushing some blocks into place. This guy has it coming. I thought it was me who got damaged then, but nope, it's just me casually dealing 40 damage to a blowfish. Okay, luckily for me, that's what I got my Crystalline Explosion for. Take down that guy right there, sweet. Oh, wait, we only need to push that block once, because once we get the diagonal, we can traverse just fine. You see, told you so. Oh, that is a big boy fella right there, if I ever have seen one. Like, real big boy. Anyway, he's gonna slam this guy, and that is not cool, man. Not cool. Oh, he's going down for this. Mark my words. Mark them! Okay, boom, take down that guy. Take down that guy too. Hehe, sweet. Anyway, before we deal with the boss fight in this game, as glorious as it is, we first things first need to tackle this here life gate. So let's be swapping out the Stump Smash, as he's the only one who has the capability of all of the characters we've unlocked to gain access to said gate before us right now. Given that none of the other souls we've seeked out are off the life element, mind you. Okay, let's head down here in Wayward Town. Rather interesting name for a town, might I add. Okay, so if this guy's not down the acorn path, I believe this guy has his additional combos. Oh yeah, I believe correctly, I love that combo. Anyway, we headed this down this path even to ensure that we acquired the final treasure chest right here. So now let's be dropping it all down. And then all of these huts right here we need to blow up using bombs. Not every last one of them though, only for necessary ones in order to gain access to bounce pads. You know, these are people's homes we're talking about here, so I'd rather destroy as few as possible, especially for the sake of something as minimal as gold, which Stump Smash does not even need. You know, how could I possibly consider myself a hero if I go around destroying people's property with only for self-greed in mind. Anyway, what's going to make Stump Smash look real gentlemanly right now is the acquiring of a top hat which we shall place upon his stump. It's literally part of the name, Stump Smash, rule of twos. After all, he has two massive fuck-off mallets for hands. He can't go wrong with it, really. And again, he's all gentlemanly-like now because of the might of the top hat upon his head. So we've gained access to all areas, and now we have an entire boss fight to deal with only Stump Smash, as he, you know, is here without an elemental switch to be seen. Luckily for me, this guy doesn't stand a chance against Stump Smash's mallets right now. Just look at that absolute annihilation. I almost feel sorry for this guy right here, but almost doesn't count now, does it? Okay, we've got to watch out for all these rocks he's throwing up. I mean, he's targeting me, he's just not being very effective at hitting me with said rocks now, is he? I almost feel sorry for him, but almost doesn't count now, does it? Okay, here we go. Deep stew for me to skip over. You know, my favourite thing to do, push the best button in a video game, even to skip over all of the unnecessary deep stew. Okay, watch out for all of these fallen rocks, we shall. As we, you know, go spinning round and round, oh yeah. But man, what's cool is that I'm doing this after, like, my first ever Spyro's Adventure gameplay series on my channel, which was the Igniter Solo Run. And it's a completely different experience, not playing with Igniter all the time, and instead, you know, swapping out for Skylanders, rerouting the game so I can acquire soul gems along the way as I seek out the souls to unlock the currently locked faithful 32 cast members, mind you. Which is a rhyme, therefore making me a poet without even knowing it. Okay, the pathway of this rock confuses me. Okay, here we go. Is this going to be the end of this fool over here? Absolutely it is. Haha. Stump Smash being an absolute beast, of course. All of this gold, just for fruits of our labour. And by fruits, I mean treasures. Regardless of the treasures of our labour right now, we are going to, without further ado, grab this Eternal Earth Source. Of course, skip over the unnecessary deep stew when it pops up at the end of this level, and see what objectives we have completed. Everything with the exception of the speedrun objective, which we can come back and complete with ease at a later date. But for now, we have a best one of video game to be present to be skipping over these cutscenes, mind you. Anyway, we're going to head straight into Treetop Terrace this episode, purely because it's a speedrun that we're going to be dealing with here. We can't 100% level until we gain access to the Magic Elemental Gate, which we can't do just yet because we haven't seeked out the soul of a Magic Skylander. So we might as well ignore the collectibles in favour for speedrun the level instead, so that then we only have to come here twice. We beat the speedrun the first time around, and then we come back for the collectibles the second time around. It all but makes the most sense.
And this is a Skylander. Master Eon has vanished, but we have a new portal master now. Can you help
It sure would be convenient if Arbo here could help us. Sure would be convenient indeed. But him being only 8 seconds old, that's rather convenient in terms of him helping us. So he would be a lot more help to us, I'm sure, if he was older and much wiser. Then again, you know, there's no misunderestimating the wisdom of an 8-year-old.
That's correct. How did you know that?
I can do something like this.
Well, it sure is convenient that he can do this so he can gain access to the next few levels. Otherwise, you know, we'd be stuck. We'd be soft-locked at this portion of the game, being unable to advance. And that would be rather inconvenient now, wouldn't it? So this level is primarily air and life-based, meaning that we not only get to take advantage of Stump Smash here, but we also unlocked Lightning Rod Soldier in the previous level, so we can finally take ownership of him and add him to our collection once said air elements pop up, that is. I mean, it's going to be a shame to take the spotlight off of Sonic Boom for once, but, you know, I have no problems playing with Lightning Rod whatsoever. He's a really fun character, and again, he's pretty overlooked. Like, not many people would dare rank him within the top half of the cast of characters within this game, but I think he's easily within the top half of the characters in this game. Wait, let's be heading out for Treetop Terrace without further ado. I remember the first ever time I tackled this level, I got so excited because, of course, in the upgrade chambers, you get to see what level Skylanders soul gems are found, and I knew that Gilgrunt's soul gem was coming up in a level called Treetop Terrace. So the moment I knew Treetop Terrace was coming up and that this was where I could find Gilgrunt's soul gem, I got really excited. Anyway, unfortunately I can't skip over this unnecessary deep stew right now. The game said no, so we're just going to have to deal with it. So here we go with Chapter 10, Treetop Terrace. We're almost halfway there, guys. And by almost, I mean nowhere near. Because even when we get to Chapter 11, it's not going to matter. Because we still need to 100% a grand majority of these levels yet. So far, the only one to 100%, I believe, is the Oil Spill Island. Though, believe me, next episode, that's going to change. Okay, let's see what we get. What we get is nothing from those crates whatsoever. Instead, you know, we're just given the objective, which is to collect the life seeds. Boom, there goes that fool. Okay, time for me to be speedy, which is very hard with Stump Smash, considering that his speed, or should I say, lack thereof, is highly abundant. So luckily for me, this marks the opportunity for me to finally swap out for V1, the only lightning rod. Okay, let's hurry up and take ownership of this guy without further ado. Okay, sweet, that's all sorted. As I bounce between those bouncy thingamabobs right now, which I think is descriptive enough as is even, so we're just going to stick with that all the same. Okay, here we go, all of that lightning power! Sweet. Oh. Apparently I didn't shake the sticks nearly but enough. Okay, we're going to head over here quickly. Don't know why, I just wanted for gold, I guess. Yeah, we really got to hurry things up because Lightning Rod and Stump Smash, not the greatest speedrunners, shall we go as far to say. So I'm just hoping that, whilst they are speedrunners, I'm hoping that they will be speedy enough. Now this last Spellplug has got to get out of here, man. There we are, he's finished. Simple as that. Okay, so a life element has popped up again. So we're going to hit this and then take Lightning Rod off the portal in favour for Stump Smash instead, as the element of the area is currently corresponded with Stump Smash's element even. Luckily for us, this charge is going to give us a sudden burst of speed. Just like that. Okay, here we are, more Blade Witches to deal with. Luckily for us, that's what we have massive acorn explosions for. Take out that guy, there you are, sweet. Okay, we'll worry about coming back to that treasure chest at a later time. For now, we're just going to hurry up and speedrun through the rest of this level. Now here in the hollow, I don't think we even need to defeat that brute right there. Instead, we're just going to hit this thing straight up and get out of here. Yep, sweet. That definitely worked out if I were to say so myself. Then again, of course, I'd be saying that now, wouldn't I? So yeah, let's hit the teleport pad. And the element of the area is going to swap to air once again. So it's time to go back to your boy Lightning Rod. That is, if he is your boy, mind you, with that 30... plus health still being displayed on screen. That hilarious, you know, aesthetical mistake that the game just made right there is exactly what I just said it is. Hilarious. Man, that Blade Witch and I, we have problems. Major problems. But on that note, let's continue to bounce up here, grab some cheese. Can't go wrong with the old cheese, even the gods seem to love it. As these guys literally line up for the slaughtering. That ball is just going to come through and absolutely cream every last one of them. But man, this whole section really reminds me of Camo's original character before they kind of upgraded the design. You know, they scrapped Sun Dragon in favour for Camo. But yeah, Sun Dragon's original design, it kind of made it quite far through production, considering that they not only had gameplay demos of it like you see on screen, but he also appeared in the original reveal trailer for the game. So yeah, the history of Sun Dragon is just a rather interesting one. But I'm glad that, you know, they wound up scrapping that design for Camo instead, because Camo is just a far cooler design, far more finalised, crisp looking, and it made for a glorious toy, might I also add. You're welcome, Camo fans. And I know there's lots of you too. He's a massive fan favourite, that Camo. Anyway, we're just going to continue to speed through all this right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't need to defeat any of these guys, so we're just going to head straight up here without further ado. Be twisting around some crystals, getting them into the perfect position already. And bring down the thunder on that dude right now, so we can finally have those guys away from us and allowing us to complete this puzzle with ease, as you saw before you right now. Awesome. So now I think the final element of the area here is going to be life, and I thought so correctly. So it's time to be heading on back to Stump Smash.
The lighter are stronger in
Why don't you guys just die? Is that really too much to ask? Apparently it is, yes. There we are. Got that guy at long last. Sweet. And apparently my acorn explosions too are also too much to ask for. Oh, but what does it matter? Because that acorn is just going to be constantly rolled into the brute's face, and he's going to have to take that. Haha. Okay, and our combo is going to finish off the life spell book. So now I only but hope that we were fast enough. Otherwise, it'd be rather tragic if we weren't. So there are our life seeds. I have done it. Great legend of Skylanders come to life. No, not that. It's toys to life, you idiot. I can't help but insult Arbo, despite the fact that I like Arbo, who's son of Larbo. Or is it grandson of Larbo? Beats me, but all I know is that whilst we failed the enemy goal in all areas found, those can be amended once we grab ourselves a Magic Skylander and head back here to gain access to that Magic Elemental Gate. But for now, this episode is going to come to an end once these guys are said and done with all their chit-chat. Now, with that all being said and done, this video is coming to an end, but before that happens, I first want to thank all my Blazing Knights and Scorching Dragons whose support allow me to continue pumping out quality videos like this one. Without them, this all wouldn't be possible. Therefore, I genuinely appreciate every last one of you from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed this video, I have others you can watch by clicking on screen now, and you can even subscribe by pressing the button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one, but until that moment arises, peace!